Welcome back, students. Happy to see you all once again. From today, we'll commence our fourth semester. I hope that you have excelled in your third semester examinations. Results will prove that. Now, as the present situation that we all are dealing with, COVID-19 pandemic, it has extended to 21 also, 2021. But life goes on, so shall we. And as a part of this life, learning should not stop. And for that purpose, we are meeting here online through our classes. I'm happy that you gave me wonderful response for last semester also, and I expect the same in this semester. As you all know that for English compulsory, we have a textbook called this English for Entrepreneurs, Rules for Business Inspiration that we'll deal with here. And as I have told you in the last semester also, that you will have 10 lessons throughout this year. In the last semester, that is third semester, we have learned uh, 5 lessons that dealt with Sudhamurthy and J.R.D. Tata in our project, The Man Who Emailed the World, where we learned about Sabir Bhatia's story. Then we also learned about in the office where we have seen what exactly is the office scenario, the setup and various equipments used in office. In the beginning, only the first lesson that we learned was on the education of man of business. What exactly a businessman should learn in his life, ethical values, moral values, business expertise, then decision making, and so many things that we have learned. In this semester, you have wonderful and inspiring stories on your way, where you will have lesson on Azim Premji, where you learned about his achievements and contributions to Indian industry and education sector. Uh, that is called as India's Tech King. Then you have a very, thought-provoking and excellent speech, motivational speech by Narayan Murthy, who addresses to the students at their degree ceremony. Then, as you know, in this pandemic, those who have saved their money, they survived. So, saving money is very essential aspect of our financial and day-to-day life. So, how could you save money? That would be learned in this lesson. Then here, the next lesson that we have is about the beauty industry. Here, author talks about the situation that was prevalent 100 years ago. Today, we are suffering from COVID-19 pandemic. It is worldwide, and there are so many casualties that you can't survive. And still, the hope is there that we'll overcome this scenario. The same thing happened 100 years ago, and there was, recession period. And in America, everything was collapsing. Economy was collapsing. People were becoming poor. But still, there was one industry that was thriving high, and that was beauty industry. So we'll learn about that. And then, as you all know, the drawbacks of social media. So when this lesson was written, it is entitled as Facebook is making us miserable. So we all, are living in a virtual world through our social media apps, and we are competing each other. We are trying to post that we are very happy. We post selfies. We post about our vacations. We post about our weekends, the celebrations. And this has created a world where we all are jealous of each other. We no more, share our sorrows, but deep down somewhere, this show of happiness somewhere reflects the sorrow that we all suffer in our private lives. So, Facebook and other social media apps in today's context, how they contribute to our misery is the crux of this lesson. So, for today, we'll begin with India's Tech King, which is an article that was taken from Wipro's official website. You will see that in your textbook, the source from where it is retrieved. So let's go for India's taking. What are the objectives behind learning this lesson? So this lesson aims at learning the character of Azim Premji, what his character is. Then how he has built up the vision for Wipro when he took over that company as a chairman in the 1960s. Then the next objective of this lesson is to introduce the great Indian entrepreneur Azim Premji, his virtues, his vision and belief system. Then next objective is to understand the contribution of Azim Premji in the industrial development as well as the IT, service and education sector in India. This lesson would also analyze the developing graph of Wipro and its worldwide recognition and the achievements of Azim Premji. After learning this, what exactly will be in your hands? What will you take home with you? So, this lesson would result in the learning outcomes in the form of understanding the Azim Premji's contribution to Indian society. It would help you to analyze the achievements and recognition of Wipro as well as Azim Premji. Then you will understand the concept of corporate social responsibility, which is a very crucial concept, and you would learn, or you might have learned that in your commerce classes, and it will help you to appreciate the various qualities of Azim Premji. So this lesson would, prove that you will have a comprehensive look at Azim Premji's development as an philanthropist, as a corporate person, as an educator, as a person who leads by the example. Here you can see the Business Week magazine's cover page, and it features his photograph. The cover story is built on him, and it talks about India's tech king. So, uh, this lesson, as I've already told you, it's in a write-up retrieved from Wipro's official website, and it talks about various aspects of Azim Premji's personality and his multifarious contribution to Indian society. His entrepreneurial activities, his philanthropy, CSR, and how he has developed keen interest in preserving the values in business and building competent leadership. He has, provided the program for developing leadership. And this article or this write-up gives you glimpses into his personality and altruistic concerns towards humanity. Here you have Azim Premji, a smiling person, where you will learn, where you can understand that Azim Premji has completed his electrical engineering from Stanford University, USA, and he is often called as India's taking, as we have seen in the last slide. How Business Week has featured his cover story and called him India's tech king because of his contribution to various sectors of Indian industry. Uh, to begin with his journey as an entrepreneur, we'll have to go back into the late 60s, where we came to know that he became the chairman of Wipro. And then how then Wipro was just a hydrogenated cooking fat company, which has worth of $2 million. And when this article was written, way back in 2010 or 12, uh, this company has its revenue in $6 billion. It has its own ITs, BPOs, research and development, then service organization, etc. And the growth widespread of this company was over 50 countries. It might have extended more now as we are, living in 2021. So this man of many ideas who has vision towards social upliftment. So at Wipro, they have some basic idea. They have generated some basic ideas, and Wipro works on that. It believes in it, and it thrives on its basic idea, its ideology. And now, what is this idea? So, every business, as we have learned in our first lesson, business education of on the education of man of business, that there should be responsibility towards society. When you receive so many things from society, you have to learn to give it back. And this is what we call as CSR, giving back to society, paying back. So Wipro believes in basic idea, and that idea is to build an organization which was deeply committed to values, with a firm belief that success in business would be its inevitable eventual outcome. You might remember here how Sudhamurthy was advised by J.R.D. Tata. He directly asked her what she will do where once she becomes successful. And she tells me, how do you think? How could I become successful? So he says, never begin with dividends. Start with confidence that you will be successful and you will give back to society. So here, Azim Premji and his Wipro has the same idea that they will give back to society. Belief, firm belief in values and business. And success will be an inevitable eventual outcome. You don't have to try hard for that. If you consistently work for your goals, you will be successful. Then at the core of Wipro culture is unflinching commitment to the values. This is another important thing. If you have unflinching, unwavering, there is no doubt about your commitment. Single mindedness, you have to do and you will do. So, when you have such kind of a conviction in your values and commitment to fulfill those, to realize those values in practical life, you will be successful. Then, what they believe at Wipro, Azim Premji's belief at Wipro is that ordinary men are capable of extraordinary things. So one should not think that what can I do? I am a very common man. I am a very common boy. What can I do? What is in my hand? But if you believe in yourself and if you believe in that, if you strive, work smart to realize your goal, you will do extraordinary things. And this performance proving that you are extraordinary and you can accomplish the unimaginable jobs also, tasks also. So it is only through the highly charged teams. And that is why the basic idea of building highly charged teams is at the core of Wipro culture. He means Azim Premji has personally looked into this affair. He has, devoted his personal time as a faculty member at Wipro's leadership development program. He has his own curriculum. He teaches the people over there, and he teaches them how to be a leader, what are the different qualities of leader, and how leadership proves its best in times of crisis, and how it progresses when there's a peaceful period. So he has more weightage, given more weightage to leadership development program, because if you build leadership, if you build teams, if you you know create leaders, they will create many leaders, and thus you can have complete change in your social structure. You can see here once again Dr. Azim Premji, what he believes in, what are his views, and there comes one tagline which says applying thought. So Wipro has brand promise of applying this thought. It is the driving force for delivering the best to the customers, and it is also at the heart of business success of Wipro. When you believe in applying your thoughts, we actually we all are good planners, but we don't implement them, or we are very good dreamers, but we don't take efforts to realize our dreams. And that is why Premji has given this applying thought. What you have, apply that in actuality, in practicality. And when they have made it their culture, success is theirs. So, this quality efforts towards applying thoughts has given Wipro way. It is called as Wipro way. And these are the methods, integrated methods of practices of Six Sigma, PCMM, CMMI, and Lean. You can understand this when you work on your decision making models. Six Sigma is helpful for leaders to come analyze the scenario and then come to conclusions or decide or decision making strategies. So when you have strategic planning, these are the various methods of strategic planning and decision making for your organization. Then what exactly Wipro focuses? It focuses on applying innovation for direct customer benefits. So what happens, companies, they innovate. There is always a wing, innovation and research wing. So they always try to give something new so that they can survive in the market. But Wipro believes that whatever they are inventing or innovating, that would help their customers to make their life easy, more happy, and joyful. So what these benefits are? These benefits include, it improves their time to market. It enhances their predictability and reliability, and it also cuts on their costs. So, no consumption of too much time, belief in their products, and at the same time, that product will be cheaper. So, you don't have to spend too much money on Wipro products. So, this is basic philosophy behind their working. Now, uh, as we have already discussed in the beginning of the lesson, corporate social responsibility is a viable area. It's a much talked, a much discussed area where all corporate institutions, organizations have to give their profit share back to society. So this is their social responsibility towards the society where they are working and they are getting benefits from the people. So what this concept is called as corporate social responsibility, that you will have to survive in your market. At the same time, you should use ethical methods to earn your money, earn your profit. At the same time, you should be very sincere towards your efforts, towards your social concerns. And then it also talks about managing or utilizing your resources thoughtfully. There should be no waste of resources, and there should be no destruction of your resources. So you will have to manage your resources properly for the benefit of social concerns. At the same time, while doing this, you should not forget your goal. And what is that your goal? That goal is your profit, for which you're working, and on which the whole company, its employees, its even customers, the allied or dependent businesses would survive. Next, it talks about the long term things. One should not look for today only. When you are investing in any particular business and when you are trying to give back to society, that giving back should be for the long term, not for 1 day or 2 day, for 1 year or 2 years. So there should be a sustainable plan that you will give back to society. And it also talks about responsibility. This responsibility, as it is there already in corporate social responsibility, we in brief, when abbreviation is CSR, we use that word in brief. So responsibility is at the core of this concept. And then there is a sustainability, as we have already talked. It should sustain, it should be applicable for a long term period. So when Wipro talks about this, what if Wipro does? So Wipro is involved in CSR through their various concepts. Like what they do, they believe that social responsibility is important to every business organization. Next, what they think, when you do this, when you do CSR, when you perform CSR, this duty should be performed with great ethical and fair business practices by active involvement with fundamental societal issues. So you should address social issues like poverty, like education, like health, right? Or all neglected social segments can be addressed through CSR. So orphan, their education, old age people's problems, their medical issues. So there are old age homes run by corporate houses through CSR. There are orphanages, there are colleges, there are universities, medicals and hospitals, and even innovative ideas. They provide computers. They build community centers. They provide what do you say? They help to build roads, so various aspects, they provide electricity, they address the issues of hygiene and security. So they work, all corporate organizations, they address any issue from this, and they work for their cause. And at the same time, by building an ecologically sustainable business, as I have told you, that you should not waste the natural resources. There should be environmental management. There should be an EMS in the institute also. Now, how Wipro is involved in this? So, what Wipro does? It has identified its own area, and their identified area is school education. And how they do it? They do it through their initiative, that is Wipro applying thought in schools. At some other aspect, how they are involved in local community causes through Wipro Cares. So Wipro Cares helps people to address their health issues or their social issues. They can help them, they can counsel them, And in education, they have started their own schools. In the coming slides, you'll know how Wipro and Azim Premji have contributed to the education sector. So, this is implemented through ecologically sensible methods. This I was talking just before few seconds. Now, for doing this, what Premji has done, he has started his own foundation, which is called as Azim Premji Foundation in way back 2001, near about 20 years. And if you go to the Wipro website, you will learn the new changes or the contribution of Azim Premji Foundation towards various walks of human life in India and abroad also, because this company is spread over 50 countries and might be enlarged more now. So what is this Ajim Premji Foundation? It is a non-for-profit organization. No profit. They will not make any profit from this foundation. And what is the vision? They believe in this, that it would contribute to the quality primary education for every child. Every child should get the quality primary education, not only education but quality primary education. And for what this would be to build a just, equitable, human and sustainable society. Because what happens if you didn't get proper education, quality education, the drift would increase, social drift, economic drift. So there will be people who get good education, they will get good jobs, bulky salary, they will become rich, they will control the resources. And on the other hand, those who will not get good education, quality education, they will be out of the rest. They will not get good education, they will not get good jobs, they will try hard to get money, but they won't. So their financial status, economical status would be degraded. So they will always poor. And this drift, on the one hand, the rich people, socially elite people, and on the other hand, poor people. Okay, so society will be divided on these two polar points. So he doesn't want that. He wants that there should be just human, equitable, and sustainable society. Everyone would be equal. This is, ideal dream of every good human being, yours and mine also. But we have to work for that, whatever we can do. Yeah, as I'm a teacher, I can do that by discussing my ideas with you, by giving you insights in your life experiences, through the curriculum that you learn, through counseling, through providing advice in your adversities. So we can all work. We all can work in our own ways. There is not only one way. Multiple ways are there, and we can do this. We can apply this thought in real life also. What Azim Premji Foundation does, it gets its finances directly from Ajim Premji. He personally provides finance for this foundation. And when this lesson was written, it has reached over 2.5 million children in more than 20,000 schools across India. Now see, way back in 2012, now near about 10 years or decade is almost gone. Now you can search on his website or go on Ajim Premji Foundation and find out its graph, how it has realized its vision in real life, whether these numbers are increased or declined. You can check on the official website. For the contribution of Ajim Premji Foundation, this foundation was, recognized as the corporate citizen of the year by the Economic Times way back in 2006 in the month of October. Now it is in the process of scale up. It is enlarging, exploring its areas. So now from primary education, it would be go to the next level. That is university education, higher education, from primary school education to higher education. And they would focus on the improvement of education in India and other related issues of development. For this purpose, they have Azim Premji University also. So you can visit the websites of this and try to understand their contribution, their outreach in last 20 years, how they have groomed to the development. Now, after learning this, after learning CSR, how Ajim Premji is contributing to the Indian education scenario through his foundation and university, and for his continuous, philanthropic attitude, giving back to society through his business, he has provided jobs to the thousands of young people. He has provided employability. At the same time, people are living because of him. They are living respectful life. So his contribution to humanity, to education, to the business development, and in overall development of human life, he has been recognized time and again. So this next few slides would talk about his achievements, his recognition on the global level. So, in the Business Week, which is magazine, in 2007, July 2007, Business Week has listed in the top 30 entrepreneurs in world history. Now see how they are contributing to it. In October 2003, Business Week has called in featured. They did a cover story on it called as India's taking that this lesson we are deriving the title. In November 2004 and October 2005, Financial Times they included him in the global list of 25 people who have dramatically reshaped the way people live, work, or think. So this is very important thing. Through your work, you can reshape the world. You can impact on the thinking patterns of people, how they think, how they live. So your influence helps them change their life, change their thinking, change their belief system, and everything. So Ajim Premji has, this dramatic impact on reshaping the lives of people, and for his significant contribution, which would lasting means it will go on. Its impact will never diminish. It will never be removed on social, political, and cultural changes. So, as an entrepreneur, he has not only affected or impacted the business or financial growth, but he has also impacted on social thinking, political, and cultural changes also. In April 2004 and again in April 2011, Times, the well-known magazine, has listed him in 100 influential people in the world, and they have cited his contribution towards improving the public education system in India, and the way he has served for the underprivileged, downtrodden, the poor, the people who are living on the social margin, political margin, who are not, included in the mainstream of life. The people who are denied, ignored, neglected, he has served for their upliftment. In August 2003, Fortune, once again, it's a famous magazine. financial magazine. Uh, Fortune has listed him as one of the 25 most powerful business leaders outside the US. Understood his contribution. So he was in the 25 most powerful leaders who are residing or who are working outside the United States of America. In March 2003, Forbes, this is another magazine, it has listed him as one of the 10 people, sorry, one of the 10 people globally on the large scale, on the world scale, universal scale, the people who have the most power to effect change. As I was talking, how your thinking can affect the change. So he has that power. He can change the world in a positive way through his work. So his continuous work is recognized. Then in 2004, he was called as the business leader of the year by the Economic Times. In 2005, he was the first Indian who received the Faraday Medal from Wesleyan University, USA. Now, you might remember that I called him as Dr. Ajim Premji. Why? Because he was conferred honorary doctorates. You have to work hard day and night to get your PhD degree, right? You have to run here and there, make survey, collect the data, analyze that, bring out the conclusions, findings, and then suggest the remedy. It takes near about 5 years to earn a doctorate. Now, as Dr. Azim Premji has contributed his life towards various causes of social development, IIT Roorkee, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Aligarh University, and Vishweshwaraya Technological University, they have conferred honorary doctorate on him. So he is 5 to 6 times doctor now. He has so many doctor degrees here. Uh, Adding another feather in his crown, XLRI Jamshedpur has bestowed, they have honored him with Sir Jahangir Gandhi Medal for his contribution towards industrial and social peace. In 2000, in the year 2000, the Institute of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, they conferred their highest honor, which is the honorary fellowship. To get fellowship, to receive fellowship is matter of great honor, and he has received it from such a prestigious institute. Other awards that he has received, like Global Vision Award by US India Business Council, then he has worked on the board of Reserve Bank of India. He is non-executive. He was non-executive director then. Then he was also there on the body uh, of national integration and for trade and industry in India. It is Prime Minister's Council. He was member on that. Then he was also the member of Indo-UK and Indo-France CEOs Forum. In January 2005, the government of India has bestowed on him the highest civilian award, which is called as Padma Bhushan. We have Padma awards here, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, and then we have Bharat Ratna. So in 2005, he received Padma Bhushan by the government of India. And in January 2011, he was conferred Padma Vibhushan, the next level of civil award by the government of India. And the Republic of France has, you know, honored him with their highest award, which is called a Legion of Honor in 2011. These are some shots where you can see Pratibha Rai Patil is honoring him with Padma Award. Then here he is given as Global Vision Award, another award on his way. And Premji's some inspiring quotes on business and life. So he says that in the winter of despair lies the spring of hope. So how life is there? We often say that every dark cloud has a silvery line. So we need to look at that silver line of dark cloud because that will brighten your eyes and that will give you hopes to survive amid crisis. So after learning this, after learning about his concept of belief in humanity, how one should give back to society, so we can conclude that Azim Premji has very strong commitment towards the development of Indian industry and education system through Wipro. So this was all about Dr. Azim Premji, the India's tech king, and his Wipro, how he has worked for the social cause of people through education. So I hope that you have a comprehensive look insights into the character of Dr. Azim Premji, his contribution, his works, his philanthropy, and his achievement, his worldwide recognition also. We'll meet once again tomorrow in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye. Have a nice time. Take good care of yourself. Good day.